Hello, 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 good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Mike Speaks. All right, good people. A few of my subscribers have been on me about doing another video about divorce insurance. So, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what it is and do you need it? So, I know the way things are going today, you never know. I think you need almost any kind of insurance. Nothing wrong with protecting yourself. So let's get started here. Now, this did start pre COVID, so it's been out there. So we're going to talk about it just in case you knew or just in case a lot of you did not know. So, this is one of the latest products to be rolled out, and it's called divorce insurance in the industry. Now, the question is exactly what is it and should you consider it? As I stated earlier, yes. Now, here's the question. Is divorce in your future? I don't think it's something that you should anticipate. No, of course not. But it's like you don't want to anticipate being in an auto accident either. But you never know. But if it happens, you want to be sure that you're covered. And that's what we are talking about. So, and the reason why I'm saying that, good people, because we don't want to have this out there to where, oh my gosh, let's get the insurance. Everybody gonna be signing up left and right. No, you want your marriage to last. That's the whole goal, isn't it? That's the overall goal for your marriage to last. But we know with today's high statistics rates, you be the odd person out because we're talking about 70 to 80% divorce rate for whatever reason. I don't know, but it's good to be covered. So it is something that you would need to consider as long-term leverage against the possibility of divorce. Now, the way the policy is set up, it is just not a viable option for someone who sees divorce in their near future due to required maturation period. But we're going to talk about how it's set up, and it's not set up to where you see the divorce and no, this is all about coverage. This is all what this is about. So this is how it works. You have a plan and it's sold in units. For each unit you purchase, you will pay about $15, $16 per month, as you see here, and in turn, you'll receive about $1,200 in coverage. So if you buy 10 units, you'll be paying about $160 per month, and you will receive about $1,200 in coverage. Now, the insurance company will also add an additional $250 in coverage each year for each unit you purchase, and that's not bad. You see, then if you get divorced, and your policy has matured, you will receive a lump sum payment equal to the amount of coverage you purchased. This money, of course, can be used to help, defray the cost of your divorce. But be careful now, because we're going to talk about this a little later. Your spouse could be entitled to half of that also. So, now sometimes you can purchase a thing called riders, and this is to reduce the maturity rate, uh, in 36 months. And you can get back some of your premiums should your divorce policy matures, a little bit sooner than what you expect. Now, these rules are put in place to prevent against people purchasing policies who know they will soon be getting a divorce. What's the point of you getting married then? Unless you have ill intentions, and that's something that we don't want. Now, here's the downsides. Here are a couple of them. There are a couple of them to be aware of, good people. The biggest downside is that you never get divorced, because if you do not get divorced, you will lose out on all the money that you put towards your divorce insurance. So they kind of got you on that. You see, no. And as an alternative, it may be smarter to simply set aside the money that you would have otherwise been paying towards your divorce into some type of interest-bearing account. Me personally, I would not advise that because the spouse isn't still entitled to half of that. If you go through a divorce, your assets are frozen, and you will have to go through the attorneys and the judge to free up some things. And it also, now this doesn't protect you if you file for bankruptcy. So the insurance is not going to cover you if you file for that. So that's not going to work, good people. So just something to think about. So The question is it something for you? You have to weigh the pros and cons of your marriage, and in a sense, estimate that you risk you risk the run of getting a divorce at some point down the road. That's up to you. You have to make that decision because you see, good people, the price of splitting up in the United States can easily range from a few $1,000s to over 20,000 or more, depending on the situation and the assets involved. In that light, purchasing a few dollars of divorce insurance every month might just pay big dividends when the relationship goes south. It would certainly be an advantage to have your court and attorney costs covered by an insurance policy when facing an expensive divorce battle in court. You know, hey, works for me. Now, let's take a look here at Safeguard. This is a North Carolina-based company, Guaranty Corporation. They think it's a good idea, and they offer divorce insurance product called Wedlock. The Wedlock insurance policy was created to provide financial assistance in the form of cash to cover the cost of the legal proceedings in a divorce, as well as other expenses that might arise, like setting up a new apartment or house after divorce. I think that's pretty cool because you don't want to be out there living in, you don't know where you're going to go. So, but it's something to think about, good people. It's really up to you. So, you know what I always say a lot of times. The only way to win this game is not to play. So, all right, good people, sad to say, but that's it for today. And remember, if you have a bad day, better make sure your coverage, won't you weigh that so that you can be okay. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.